A reflection on the previous episode,
We witnessed violence moving into murder.
and that was a woman
Yeah.
murdering boyfriend.
We have moved away from Ubuntu to mind your own business.
It can't be a man versus woman thing.
Gender is gender.
So please subscribe to the show. Looking forward to the next episode. Welcome everyone to the Modern Man podcast. My name is Zakes Manda. I'm your host. What an exciting journey. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed. Please hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, help us to grow and reach many men in South Africa and beyond. Today's episode is very exciting. It's actually a reflection on the previous episode that we had with our guest, Mmalefa Tsele, a GBV survivor. So today I would like to introduce a friend of the show, a friend of the podcast. Her name is Nonin Shabalala. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here and excited. Actually, the topic at hand today, or what we're going to be reflecting on rather, is quite a painful and close to the heart conversation that we'll be having. So looking forward to it.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
We've got a rose, amongst thorns. What do you understand by the word modern man?
Modern man. For me, modern man means that it's a man that exists in this generation that has learned from their forefathers, from their fathers and grandfathers, and have taken every single aspect of the past lives and brought it into the present, except that they have revolutionized it and made it to suit the present day.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Learning from the past, putting it into the present.
Yes.
And planning for the future.
Definitely.
Nice one. A friend of the show, who is my friend, my best friend, Invisible Man. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Hey, hello. Glad to be here, and glad that you're bringing back the last week's show, and we're going to be dissecting it as well as we saw it.
Yes. Let's get into it. I mean, Mmalefa, what a story, what a courageous woman, to have survived such an ordeal, which many women and girls around the country are really going through. And it takes so much courage to actually come out, not only to come out, but to talk about the injustice. Because, I mean, as she alluded, this is a high-ranking official of the South African Police Service.
Yeah. And I think that is the most disturbing part of it. For me, that's the most disturbing part, where you're supposed to have this man who is a law enforcer and comes and actually brutally, hurts you. He really, really just makes sure that you are so afraid of him. So if you're afraid of a man who wears a badge, where do you run to? Who do you run to after that? Yeah. And I think it's beautiful. It's lovely that Mmalefa had taken us through the process of when she did go to the police station, and it was the same police station that the guy worked at. So it's disheartening to know that you can't really trust anyone, even if you wear a badge.
It's quite sad, but as well very emotional that this can happen to anyone. But it's even worse, like you said, someone who wears a badge, who's supposed to protect society, and a man for that fact. Because one of the things that we promote with the Modern Man podcast is to build better men for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is disheartening.
But then I would have to ask the question that, as we have seen with Mmalefa and even the people that actually protected her or stood with her, there were women. And then I have to ask myself, where were the men? Why
Yes.
did men not stand with her? Yes, we did see some, just a couple, but I then have to ask you as a man, what makes you think men don't stand against these things?
I think it's ego. I think some of it. It could be a lot of things, but for me, really, a person who's silent is actually perpetrating the abuse, is actually perpetrating the act. So when men are sitting on the sidelines, not actually coming out and really voicing out what's happening in society. So it's the same as having a neighbor, knowing very well that your neighbor is an abuser, irregardless whether that person is a man or woman. You being silent as a neighbor, you're much of a perpetrator of the act. So it has to do with ego, but it also we need to put a stop to it.
But I think for me, it has gone beyond the egotistical
Yeah.
stance of what you are putting forward. What I think is that we have lost one
Ubuntu, which is a big one.
as a nation, as
Yeah.
society, as communities. We have completely lost that. Because if I hear somebody scream, I become scared myself. Ukuthi ngizohamba laphayana and I'm going to go and try and help.
Yeah.
I'm going to be beaten. And if I'm beaten, it means ukuthi the next person is not going to come. So we have, I think the communities and the society that we live in is engrossed in so much fear. We live under so much fear. We are scared to even say, ukuthi, yazi umuntu wami uyangishaya.
Yeah.
We are just scared of just even saying it because the society itself has lost the essence of Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. We've lost it.
Completely.
Right?
Completely.
So, invisible men, in your view, when you get men who are silent, actually, as this happens, what's your view on that?
You see, I do not. I'm not happy with anybody that wants to be a silent witness.
Yeah.
Like I normally say, I like to use myself as an example. My next door neighbor, the husband once pulled a gun. In fact, I heard a scream. My wife and I, we heard a scream, and the wife was screaming, and we wondered what was going on. And when we jumped and got there, and the guy had a gun, I mean, like, I went there, and I don't even know what I was thinking. And I stood between them just to say, hey, man, man, you can't do this. This is your wife. And like, boss, I mean, I don't know. But ultimately, I cooled him down.
Okay.
And they went back home again. You know, they talked things over. But we never interfered into their problem.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing that I wanted was for him not to shoot. That's all. You can have an argument, but don't be violent.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to just touch on that. I think recently, just in the week, there was a very same incident. So just to connect it to how Mmalefa survived her incident and having to actually, I think we both did, we witnessed this week violence, just the beating moving into an incident of murder.
Yes.
Somebody losing their life.
And that was a woman murdering the boyfriend.
Yeah, so I'm shifting into this because as I'm listening to...
It can't be a man versus woman thing.
It's not.
Or a woman versus a man thing.
Gender is gender.
Yes.
Gender is not about I'm a woman and I'm being beaten, or, you're a man, you're being beaten. It means we as human beings are perpetrators to each other.
Yeah.
We blindly go into relationships without actually looking into where does this person come from?
Mm-hmm.
What are their fears? We don't find out about each other. We fall straight into I love you, and that is it.
Yeah.
And then we just move only to find Uguti. I am deeply in pain.
True.
Yeah.
I am so much in pain. And when I see you, I see my father
Yeah.
that perpetrated the violence onto my mother. And the minute you do just one thing wrong or you put a one foot wrong, as a woman, I become a bully, I become abusive, I become all sorts of non-human traits that I should not be, portraying onto another person.
Okay, so I think as men, there's certain things that we can do, or as society. I mean, if you hear such a thing happening, let's put an example of a neighbor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what stops you from picking up a call, right?
Mm-hmm.
And calling the number on the screen to say, you know what, there's something happening at my neighbor's house. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't sound good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, by that only, invisible man, you're playing a role to combat the act itself.
Look, Noni has just touched on something that I wanted to bring in. I grew up knowing this friend for a long time, and I've always known that the mom was beaten. And these are very light-skinned people. You know, the sad thing about a light-skinned person is when
Okay.
yeah, that like that person, it doesn't matter even if they put makeup, but you will still notice that she's been beaten up. So going back to friend, him and his younger brother, they grew up knowing that dad was every weekend was beating up the mom.
Every weekend.
Every weekend. But
Were
you
these
don't
people
realize,
who were drinking? What was happening in that household?
the mom doesn't drink, but the
Okay.
father drinks. But now the thing is,
That's crazy.
the kids grow up looking at their father. You see, the thing of bringing up kids, especially boy children, even girl children.
Yeah.
But everything that you do in front of your kids, that's why I mean, like they copy and they think
It's normal.
it's normal.
Yeah.
This is how things should be. So now a friend grows up. You know, when he starts jolling now, he's got girlfriends. He did the very same thing. He would beat up these girlfriends. And recently, not long ago, he was hit by a stroke. And I said, when they told me, I said to myself, you know what? It is the tears of the girls that you used to beat.
Wow.
That's why the stroke.
Wow.
I'm putting it that way because
so it's karma.
it's karma.
Yeah.
You see what it does.
Yeah.
We should be careful how when we raise our kids,
Yeah.
things that you do in front of your kids,
Yeah.
they get registered and they think it's normal.
Yes,
I agree.
That is very true. Just to go back a little bit, we can't. So you asked, why is it when somebody is calling we don't go?
Yes.
You and I, sihlale lokishini,
Okay.
and we have moved away from Ubuntu to mind your own business.
Yes.
This generation,
Beyindaba zakho.
yeah, kahle our generation, we are in that phase. Bheka zakho, leave me alone, to a point ukuthi you can't even ukhuza umntwana estradeni. A boy child adonsa intombazana, you can't, because then umama uyaqhamuka, you are told you cannot talk to my child like that. What more when somebody is screaming and you want to go and help? And then you go and help and you get there.
Yeah.
And the woman, the very same woman, says, ukuthi, ungenaphi?
Yeah, I've heard of the phrase. They say, yeah, but ungenapi. And I say, but what is this? Ungenapi. Wakalimela. I mean,
Yes.
Yes.
You're
being an active citizen.
Yeah, we grew up knowing that the community.
Exactly.
So now, if the community keeps quiet,
Yeah.
who looks after this child?
Yes. But for me, I think when we look at the whole GBV, right, there's an element that we don't talk about as well, which is, I think most of men who even talk rudely or badly, who emotionally abuse women, right, vice versa, women who also
do the same.
do the same.
Yeah.
So there's that subtle, which is not talked about, underlining how we even communicate. That can be a form of abuse. You find that other men, they talk rudely to women. It's how they saw their father talking to their mothers in the household. We don't talk about that. We focus on the brutality, which is the physical violence.
Yeah, I mean, there's different types of abuses. You've got the physical and you've got the mental abuse. And the scars you can see from somebody who is physically abused, and you can ask what happened. But with emotional abuse, you can't see the scars. And that is the most dangerous form of abuse, because whoever is being mentally abused walks around normal because they can disguise the hurt that they're feeling or the scars that they carry inside. So for me, that is the worst type of abuse, because we can go out into society and smile and pretend that everything is well, knowing very well ukuthi mangena emotweni masiphuma la iyoqala impi.
Emotionally
and I am
wounded.
going to be belittled. Belittled.
It affects your confidence.
It affects everything about me, how I relate to people, how I walk into a room and try and present myself. Everything about you gets destroyed. Everything that people see is just a disguise.
Yeah, I think for me, it's also a reflection on self, to say, if I'm going to talk to you in a certain way, I should ask myself whether, if you were talking to me like that, how would I take that? So self-reflection is also important in terms of how we communicate to each other, so that we can be cognizant of how words can be weapons to destroy a person. What do you think about that, Invisible Man?
That's a difficult one.
It's a difficult one.
It's a difficult one. You know what? With me, it still goes back to how one was brought up.
Yes.
Because we are brought up differently, and depending on who brought you up as well.
Yeah.
Some people might think that having both mother and father, that will be a nice nucleus family that is, and then only to find that later this is I don't want to use the wrong words here. I swear a lot. So and then you find us who were brought up by women, my mother and my grandmother, growing up in the church. And you see, churches are very important for a simple reason that they shape from
church.
It doesn't matter what church.
It doesn't matter.
From as a child going to church, it shapes you with how to speak, how to behave.
True.
And if you grow up like that, you'll be a better man.
Yeah. So part of the podcast is to educate, which is very important for us. Let's educate in terms of building better men for tomorrow. Let us educate men to do better. Let us educate men and empower them to become better men. So that's the role of why we started the podcast. So I want us to wrap up this section. I think for me, positive masculinity, which is a word which is thrown a lot these days, is really about accountability, responsibility, and being emotionally intelligent as well. What's your take, Noni?
Also, be emotionally present.
Emotionally present, yeah.
Being for me, a man, when I see a man and I see protection.
Okay.
I see somebody that is a safe net for me. So positive masculinity is a very broad topic, I think, or a broad description of what a man should be. But for me, in essence, how it wraps up is that a man who is conscious of who they are, a man who understands when they are right, when they
Know
are wrong.
yourself, know who you are.
Yes. So for me, that's what it is. A man who truly understands who they are and how they move in their circle and in the world,
Okay.
without being shameful of where they come from and how they got to where they are and how they present themselves within their family nucleus. So, and who's not deterred by anything that happens around him, whether
Around
it's
them.
positive or it's
Yeah.
negative. They stand firm in their beliefs,
I
in
agree.
their positive beliefs, because there are some beliefs that
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
and we've, there are some beliefs that I've heard about today that are still very shocking, but
Yeah. Okay.
but you know what, it's okay. A belief is a belief, and as long as you move in it in the right way that harms nobody in the process, that is positive masculinity to me.
Yeah. You spoke so beautifully. I think let's wrap up the topic, right?
Yeah.
On that note,
Okay.
yeah, saying that men should do better.
Mm-hmm.
Know thyself is important.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing yourself is also you living life consciously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how you speak, how you address others. Because as a man, someone is watching. So that little boy, that little girl is looking at you as a father figure. So it is important that we do better as men. Some exciting news.
Come out of it.
Before you
Yeah, okay.
Before you go to the exciting news, one thing that's very important is, you know how a boy and girl, they meet and then they make babies.
Okay.
And then later on, the boy disappears
Yes.
and not taking the responsibility of who they bring in into this
Who they
world.
just brought into the world.
Yeah, and then they, see, this is where things get messed up. This is why kids grow up in a bad way. I think from the ages of, same way when sisters go to schools to teach girls about menstruation and all that, there should be a situation whereby we have men going to schools when sisters are busy with the girls. We need men to be talking to the young boys as well, especially those that don't have fathers that will mentor them.
Yes.
You see,
Mentorship. Yeah.
yeah. Ka Setswana it says lo ojwa santsane le le metsi.
Kotjwa sa semanzi.
Exactly. So we need to have a way of mentoring young boys as early as your 8, 10,
Absolutely.
to teach them how to be future leaders.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
Yeah.
Do this. The right things only.
Yeah.
Equip them whilst they're still young.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody that will say, I want to have a kid, they need to know what they're in for.
Yes.
Yes.
So that tomorrow they run away.
Because there's no manual for it.
Yeah.
There's no manual.
There's no manual for it.
And the sad part
We've
about
never
it
been
is
given
that
this manual.
no, there
this life.
isn't.
Yeah.
And parenthood is the most difficult thing
Exactly.
Yeah.
to experience.
That's why we need a female voice on
and
the
experiencing
podcast.
it on your own as a single mother.
Yeah.
It's the most painful journey you can ever experience. As much as it's beautiful, but it's painful because you're doing this on your own. And I like the fact that you touched on that, because it should be something that should be spoken about on the podcast, because that boy child becomes the perpetrator that beat Mmalefa. That young boy that didn't have a male figure, not even a father figure, but a male figure in his life that demonstrated what it looks like to be a proper man, becomes the perpetrator of Mmalefa.
Yeah.
Throughout South Africa, we are seeing such, and we, more than anything, because that is the root cause. We don't talk about the root causes of why men get to that point. We don't talk about
Because I believe that not any person is born into this life as violent. Not any person is born in this life as a thief. Something happens along the way.
We are as pure as heaven. I don't know how heaven looks like, but we are as pure as heaven when we are born. We don't know what hate is. We don't know what anger is. We don't even know what happiness is. We are brought into this life with a clear mind of getting an opportunity to fill it with information and knowledge. And we are the first interactions of our children of what it is, how they should be speaking, how they should be thinking, how they should move around, how they should behave. We are the first contact. So if dad is not there, my boy child is not going to know how to move as a man. He's going to know how to move because his mother moves that way. But it does not mean that he won't become a good man. It simply means that he would have missteps in his life that were supposed to be filled by his father.
By his father,
That little boy misses a voice of no from a father, that stern voice, because I can't. My no to my boy child is as soft and as harsh as I think it is. But when he hears a no from a dad, from a male voice, it is firm, it is stern, and it is heard.
And that is fatherhood.
That is fatherhood. So I cannot be expected as a woman to be seen I cannot do a role of a man.
You can't.
I'm not a man. And I will never be one. And I don't want even women who will be listening to this to say, what the hell is she talking about? I am a single mother.
So what's your take when a woman says, I'm a mother, I'm a father as well to this child?
There is no such thing. I'm a mother. And it ends there. And I do my best to raise my child. The best thing that I can do for my boy child is to have a male figure that I trust, that I know, which when I run to Zex is going to be 100% present for my son throughout his life, without me being expected to be a father. I can't. I give my children the best of me, so that they can be able to know the basics,
which is values,
which are the values and the principles of how life should be
being a good human being.
But other than that, I am not a father. I'm not a man. And I will never be one.
So the roles are clear, basically. Okay.
Two things
Invisible man.
Sorry. Two things that come into mind is today. We're talking about how to raise. Today, there's a new thing that is happening in our society. Young girls falling pregnant deliberately. We should think about that as well for these grants money.
Oh yes, that's another topic.
See, that is something else. Now imagine these young kids, because they compete. I have seen it in our societies, whereby the one doesn't want to buy the other one drinks, their normal liquors and stuff, and says to the other one, why don't you go get your own baby so that you can get grant money? So now imagine the kids they raise today.
It will be a cycle.
What kind of young boys and girls will come out of these young mothers.
Yeah.
So
I think we're opening up a whole other topic.
It is. But
Yeah.
if just briefly,
Okay, briefly, yes.
because it's a I think it's a whole series nje, with what you have just touched.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we are all damaged.
Yeah.
We are all damaged. We are brought into damaged families. We become damaged human beings. We bring in
Past traumas
you
do
know.
haunt us in our adult life.
With what you are saying, for me, is the damage cycle that has existed in the society, because probably the mother has behaved like that, and this girl child has emulated to say, Ubuti, this is the way of survival. It's a way of survival, but we don't smile to it.
Yeah.
We don't even we can't even give it a platform. But I think what we do need to do is to say, how do we help to fix it?
Yes.
How do we then go to the schools and have these conversations to show the girl child and the boy child the effects of the behavior?
True.
Yeah.
I think let's wrap it up, because we're opening up a whole new conversation. You know what I mean? Yeah. So something exciting happened last week.
Yeah. What was that?
I got an award.
Yeah.
A Community Developer Award. So part of the work that we do, right, is we are heavily involved in the community through an NPO called Mmalefa Lighthouse, as well as spearheading what we call Indoda Wednesday, which is a movement that happens every Wednesday. So we know there are terms like Puza Thursday, Mukhodu Monday, but as men, we decided to say, you know what? Let's have what we call Indoda Wednesday. So we do a lot of work in the communities. We do a lot of work in schools. So I got a recognition this past weekend. I was in Pretoria.
Let's see your
I
name.
was in Pretoria. You know what I mean? I was in Pretoria, and the Olympus International Award South Africa gave me this award to say, you know what, we see you with the work that you're doing in the community. So this is you know what, it humbles me to get this type of recognition. And
we should have had a champagne, Mos. You should have put champagne there behind when you're telling this.
Let's do some champagne after the show. So for us, that's part of what we're trying to build with the Modern Men podcast. That we need to be very mindful of how we act in society. Right. So apart from education, which is part of the podcast, but also community impact for me is big. You know, so if you want us to come into your community to initiate programs like Indoda Wednesday, where we gather as men every Wednesday to talk about brotherhood, to talk about mental health, entrepreneurship, I mean, our role as men in society, to talk about how we can become better men, please invite us.
No, congratulations. I'm very happy for you. Actually, I was very excited when I heard that you're going to get this award. You deserve it.
Thank you.
I've seen your work. I see you doing tremendous and beautiful things within the community. So if anyone is deserving of this award, it is you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, my brother.
And well done on your work. Keep on
Let's continue
fighting.
Doing good. Let's continue doing good. So before we forget, we are at Midlands. We are shooting at Lisiba Studios.
Of course.
This is our home. So anyone who wants to book the studio, please call the number on the screen right now to book yourself a session at the Lisiba Studios.
You would not be going wrong. This dynamic environment is just wonderful to work at. We are so grateful that we are the first
modern
podcast to shoot in these beautiful studios. So anyone who would be coming here, would be coming home.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up the show, I'd like to give a shout out, to a young man
Oh, yes.
right here in Netherlands. Who's doing amazing things. He's come up with his own clothing label.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, his stuff say too. I'm wearing his stuff say too right now. A local brand, streetwear.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
His work.
I love it.
His work. Although I'm not a street style type of girl, dress up, but I love what he does. I love the comfort of his clothes, the material, the textures of his top quality. I mean, I think the boy deserves to be on international stages.
We need him. I think we need him on this chair.
He should be on this chair.
Shout out to Bonkosi Tandukbona.
He should be on this chair. He's more than a brand. I think he's more than a brand. And
I agree.
With the people that he's dressing, I mean, he's dressing celebrities already. So he's doing very well for himself.
Yeah. But one thing that must be mentioned about that, we should encourage our young people to get into entrepreneurship, especially at a young age. With the rate of unemployment in our country, entrepreneurship is an alternative.
Yeah.
We cannot all be employees. What's your take on a young man who dressed me up today?
I'm happy that there's somebody from Netherlands, especially. There's two other young men that I know as well. They're into this designing and stuff. We need to push young men into
local brands.
Exactly. We need girls, young girls as well, to get into fashion designing or any other entrepreneurial stuff. To be out there to show others that they can do it.
It can be done. Yeah, it can be done.
Yeah, and we need to push Netherlands as much as we can. I love Netherlands.
Netherlands to the world.
Exactly. Let's take it to the world.
Netherlands to the world.
I always have. This is my vision. This is my vision for Netherlands.
Yeah,
we will be the first suburb in Soweto. I want us to be the official first suburb in Soweto, because people coming from Netherlands are doing phenomenal things.
Yes.
Phenomenal things. And if I should say, Mrs. Soweto is founded, which I'm a part of, I'm in management, is founded by a wonderful woman, Dr. Tsele Mate. She is from Zone 7, Netherlands. So you can imagine, we are international standards.
Yeah, the legends came from the Netherlands,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before we do close up, I think since you are mentioning wonderful men who are doing great things, recently you did also meet somebody, a phenomenal person, phenomenal man, phenomenal modern man.
Yes.
Who epitomizes positive masculinity.
Yeah.
Craig Wilkinson.
We need you on the show. He'll be right here. I spoke to him this past week. Yeah, so definitely he's coming to the show.
Yes. So
Craig Wilkinson, man.
Yes.
Yeah, doing amazing men with the organization called Father a Nation, where they partnered up with a brewery company to do work around communities.
Yeah.
They call it Champions for Change.
It was one.
Yeah, Champions for Change. Yes.
Champion for Change.
Yeah, building better men for the future.
Yeah.
So we also need him here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We should have him.
So I'm excited, Invisible Men, for the show. Yeah. We've got amazing guests coming up.
Looking forward to that.
We're looking forward to it. So please subscribe to the show. Do not forget, hit the like button, subscribe to the show. This also help us to grow the show, So please subscribe to the show. Looking forward to the next episode. This is the Modern Man podcast with Zake Smanda. See you in the next one.